Republican presidential candidate and the former mayor of New York City. He only served 2 terms.
Yes.
Rudy Giuliani and Mika, while you bring him up. Mr. Mayor, how are you doing? David Gregory, thank you so much for being with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Right there?
Right there, Mr. Mayor. Have a seat.
Greeters.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Mayor.
It's a big night tonight, isn't it?
It is a
very
big
big
sure,
night for John McCain.
Well, there are only
He's
2
got to
more
perform.
left. I guess the next 2 are very big, absolutely.
Yeah. What does McCain have to do?
I think John, gosh, he's done so many town hall meetings. He's probably done more town hall meetings than any American politician. 1,000 maybe. I saw him do so many in New Hampshire and Iowa. And so I think he just has to be himself. I think that that's the key to it. You were just talking about...
Was he himself in the last one? Was he a little stiff?
You never are yourself in a debate like that. I mean, that's
it was a tough day.
I mean, Joe Biden wasn't himself, really. I mean, nobody's really yourself. You've got to get so much in a second, in 30 seconds. Everything is divided into 30, 60, and 90-second thoughts. I remember when I did 11 or 12 of those debates. I don't remember, but we had everything on little cards. You're trying to get ideas like, what do we do about the Afghanistan-Pakistan border?
30 seconds.
You got 30 seconds for that one, but you get 60 seconds for how you're going to solve Iraq.
Yeah.
So it's all slogans.
Right.
Now you get a chance to really talk to people. And I think that's John's strength.
And that's what he's wanted from Barack Obama.
We have Andrea Mitchell with us. She's down in Nashville, the side of the debate. She has a question for you. Andrea.
How are you, Andrea?
Hey, thanks. Hi, great to see you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, you've debated John McCain a lot, and you know his strengths and his weaknesses. Now he's in a situation where his own aides have been telling the press, we got to get it off the economy. How do you get it off the economy? Isn't that the only issue?
You can't get
Doesn't
it
he
off
have to
the
come up with
economy.
answers on the economy?
After yesterday and Friday, Friday was the bailout. Yesterday, of course, was the stock market like a roller coaster in Coney Island. I mean, it was I think, you know, from my point of view, he's very, very strong on the economy. He has the right answers on the economy. So get out there and be aggressive about it. He's for lower taxes for sure. No matter what Barack Obama says, he's going to raise taxes. He's done it all his life. Short time he's been in politics, he's been in favor of raising taxes over again.
He's raising taxes on a certain sector.
But he is raising taxes on a certain sector. But, Mr. Mayor, how easy would it be for John McCain to say, okay, Barack Obama, you call somebody making over $250,000 rich. You're talking about small businesses. Are you really going to tax small businesses? Look, Barack, all the lines are going down. Are you really going to tax small businesses when the economy's melting down? Why can't John McCain say that?
All John has to say to him is either agree with me or don't. Are you for extending the Bush tax cuts? Obama is against extending the Bush tax cuts. That's a massive tax increase.
Barack Obama will then say,
for middle-class people.
You're making over $250,000. John McCain never effectively tells people that also is small businesses, not small businessmen.
Actually,
Sarah
Palin did it in the last
debate. She did, but why isn't McCain doing that?
You've got to make it more effective. You've got to make it clearer.
Just tell the truth. Be clear.
You've got to make it clearer. It means small businesses that employ people. So then they employ less people.
Well,
Let's
say it's a 2 or 3.
What sector of the population is this, and what percentage?
It's a very large percentage. When you start thinking about who's employed,
it really?
Okay, who's employed by rich people, right? Everybody else. Somehow you take their money, they employ less people.
The economic engine of America.
This is the American economy.
Over the past quarter century, small businesses have fueled America's economic rise. It is that simple. And if you tax, again, and not to get too in the weeds, but small businesses can, you know, they can pay their taxes as individuals, and so they make more than.
I think people understand that dynamic. I think people honestly understand that in a normal in a good, transparent, accountable capitalist society, that the policies that you speak of, that the innovations that we all benefit from come through. We're in a situation, though, as you just pointed out, where we're in these wild swings. Right. So I'm curious how you would advise somebody in the McCain camp to navigate the realities of the volatility. Because if I go with the same message, it's going to get lost because of what's going on. And I
think there's something that could be done right now by the President of the United States that would help. And I think John McCain can advocate this. And I think he will. And he's done it, but I think maybe you got to make it clear. You got to reduce spending. You should do it right now as a sign of reform of the American economy.
And it puts everybody together. If we're telling people, Main Street people, why not?
John is talking about across-the-board tax cuts. I put a figure on it, 2.5%, 5%. I'd say that because it would strengthen the dollar to say that. It'd be a great example to the rest of the American people. What we should be talking about is reining things in.
Where would you do it?
Mike Bloomberg's doing it right now.
Where would you do it in the country, though? Where would you actually cut
I would do it with my agencies, with my federal agencies that I have control over. All those cabinet people that sit around, you tell each one of them, you're getting me 2.5%.
There you go.
And when they say no, you tell them, gee, you know.
You are my 2.5%. We'll
yeah.
see you later.
I'll have OMB do it. I did this as mayor. I must have done it 3-4 times whenever we were hitting a bad Wall Street.
Yeah.
Mike Bloomberg started doing it about a month ago. I think he did a 2.5% across the board cut. This is sound business government practice. It sends a great signal, though, to even all these other markets around the world that America is going to try its best to stop being as much of a debtor nation.
Just the thing is, though, Mika, every time you say you're going to do that in Washington, they say, oh, you can't do that. It'll be the end of the world. It can be done.
Reagan did it.
It can be done.
Reagan did it twice.
Right.
I did it 4 times.
Right.
Bloomberg is doing it. And when they did it in the last debate, Barack Obama said he wouldn't do across-the-board cuts. He said it's taking a sledgehammer when we need a scalpel. Well, you know something?
A scalpel. I remember that.
We need a sledgehammer. We need a sledgehammer.
And I want to ask you about Bloomberg.
I would say we need a sledgehammer.
Let's bring in Andrea Mitchell. I remember, and again, this goes, I think, to John McCain's ineffectiveness as a debater, Andrea Mitchell. I remember the last debate when Barack Obama said, we don't need a sledgehammer. We just need to take a scalpel to this problem. When you're actually, you're not talking about cutting off a mole. You're talking about opening up the body and getting trillions of cancer cells out. But anyway, do you have a question for the mayor?
Well, I was just wondering, I mean, there were a lot of answers to that in that debate, but given everything that's happened in the markets in the last couple of days, and if you were running for president, would you be running this whole campaign about a former Chicago radical who knew Obama years ago in community organization? I mean, would you be talking about all this stuff, which frankly seems like a distraction?
To you, but not. I don't think the American people, Andrea. Of course I'd be talking about it. This is totally extraordinary. I'd even tie it up to the economy. That's the reason he believes in redistribution of wealth. That's why Barack Obama is the most left-wing member of the United States Senate. It's not by accident. 2007, the biggest, strongest liberal voting record, Barack Obama. Friend of Ayers for at least 3 years, maybe longer. Ayers tried to blow up the New York City Police Department. This is a guy I don't like very much. He tried to blow up the United States Capitol. He tried to blow up the Pentagon. They set off bombs there.
What are you saying?
He said he didn't do enough.
Isn't calling him a friend overstating?
What I'm saying, and he has written a book in which he talks about the redistribution of wealth. Catch Barack Obama's answer to money. Capital. I'm not going to reduce capital gains tax. I've got to increase capital gains tax, but you're going to get less money, Barack, if you increase capital gains tax. Oh, but it's only fair. That's redistribution of wealth. This guy, educated in the Saul-Alinsky methods, good friend of Ayers, very close to right. This is a very left-wing, most left-wing candidate of the Democratic Party.
Let me ask you a question.
It's ideology.
Mr. Mayor?
It's ideology, Andrea. It's not guilt by association.
But, Mr. Mayor, the New York Times said that he was not a good friend. The New York Times said that they did not have much of a relationship at all.
Andrea, that really persuades me.
That he was not even a friend.
The New York Times said that? That really persuades me. I didn't say he was a friend. I said,
they did an investigation.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is it shows that the man has had left-wing advisors all throughout his career. His pastor,
advisor.
His pastor for 20 years was Reverend Wright. 20 years. He selected the church. He went to the church. He didn't know what Reverend Wright was saying. Just like one of his people said, he didn't know that Ayers set off bombs. I think it shows that there's a reason why he has the most left-wing record in the Senate. That's the way the guy thinks.
I just have a final question, Mr. Mayor.
Mika has a crush on somebody she wants to ask
No, that's not true, and I still want to know exactly what you think Mr. Ayers was, but we'll do that walking out.
He was Obama.
No, in terms of his relationship with Obama. I mean, you're saying that his pastor was an advisor.
They sat on a board.
Boyfriend question.
They sat on a board.
Ask about your
They sat on a board for 3 years together and gave away millions of dollars to housing projects.
All right.
That's what they. That was their
5 seconds to ask about your boyfriend.
Tell me about Michael Bloomberg. There are some who think he's pushing it, trying to go for a third term. I don't. But what do you think?
You don't think he's going for a third term?
I think there's some saying he's pushing the law. He shouldn't do it.
Oh no, he's definitely going to go for a third term.
I know he's going to go for it.
I
What
think
do you
you leave it up to the voters. I really do. I mean, they're going to get a chance.
Do a referendum.
They're going to get a chance to say whether they want or need Michael Bloomberg or they want to need somebody else.
Does he succeed in getting a third term?
Right now, absolutely. I mean, who knows a year from now? Right now, for sure.
Mr. Mayor, thank you as
Okay.
always. It's great to have you. You two can talk about
Yeah, let's
heirs
go. Let's
now.
talk.
The rest of
Let's
us will
talk
talk
about
about the economy and meltdown.
You know more about it?
Andrea.
No.
Come out. Obama
There were more
campaigns. Robert Gibbs, live from Nashville. We return.
You can ask him too.
Thank you very much.